Today we're going to be looking at the best Fling cards in Magic the Gathering. What does that mean? Well, any creature that gets sacrificed to deal damage, it's all going to qualify. And it's inspired by the card Fling, which Banovsky here is trying to take credit for. Ha! Well, I guess you were right. It's a 2-mana instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you must sacrifice a creature, all right? That's one of the first requirements. And when Fling deals damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to any target. Must sacrifice creature, must deal damage. Got it? All right, little dead fly with Fear-Rick. What the hell is that? Blast. Never heard of it. Pyric? Pyric Blast. This is a 4-mana instant. As an additional, it's literally just clunky Fling, right? As an additional cost to cast this spell, sack a creature and it deals damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to any card. But you get to cash it in. You get to draw a card. I like that. I mean, we got to replace the creature at the very least, right? It's like it's a 1-for-1. Fling feels like a 2-for-1. In the wrong direction. It's a 1-for-2, I suppose. Now, Kankusha here with Sure Strike Trident. This is a 2-mana equipment. Equip creature has first strike and tap. Unattach the Sure Strike Trident. This creature deals damage equal to its power to target player. Did not sacrifice. Disqualified. Julian with Soul Blast. Don't worry. We're learning. We're all learning here. Soul Blast is a 6-mana instant as an additional cost to play Soul Blast. Sacrifice, what, all of them? Sacrifice all creatures you control. Soul Blast deals damage to target creature or player equal to the total power of the sacrificed creatures. What a massacre. Throw them all. They all get thrown in a giant catapult together. All at once. I didn't know there was a super Fling. It's we need more Flings. Well, I guess what we really need are more bodies, don't we? Well, the Fling show's over. There's a lot of cards. You sack the creature and you deal damage. I can help you if it matters. Okay, Brian Stout Arm. Brian Stout. The Fling Commander. People love flinging. How old is this card? Oh, it's a bit old. It's actually from Lorwyn. Way back in the day. 4 mana for a 4/4 giant warrior with lifelink. That sounds amazing. Pay a red, tap, sacrifice a creature other than Brian Stout Arm. What, he can't lunge at the enemy himself? Today's a good day to fling myself. You can load yourself up into a catapult, I think. Deals damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to target player. Christopher B with Grab the Reins. This is a 4-mana instant. Choose one. Until end of turn, you gain control of target creature, and it gains haste. Sacrifice a creature. Grab the Reins deals damage equal to that creature's power to target creature or player. Or you can entwine. You can get a 2-for-1 deal, all right? Only on Fridays, you can choose 2, but you do have to pay extra. Hey, Nikachu, is it cards that fling or cards to fling? It's any card, can be creature, instant, enchantment, that will sacrifice creatures to deal damage. That all counts today. All right, everything. Okay, we got Islarf with Sadistic Hypnotist. Sadistic Hypnotist. 5 mana for a 2/2 human minion. Sacrifice a creature. Target player discards 2 cards. You had the sack part right, but it needs to deal damage. Yeah, you had half, but you need to have both halves. That's the point of Fling around here. The sack and the punch. Okay, Pedgeman, Minsk and Boo. That actually worked. Yeah, Minsk and that is really good. I mean, this is top tier quality. Okay, the 4-mana 3 loyalty Planeswalker, and each upkeep. Sorry, when it enters the battlefield and at each upkeep, you get a 1/1 red hamster with trample and haste. Now you can load up your hamster by putting +3/+3 counters on it for +1 or -2. Sack a creature, and when you do Minsk and Boo, Timeless Hero deals X damage to any target where X is that creature's power. If the sack creature was a hamster, you also get to draw 3 cards off of it. But then the hamster comes back. They must. Minsk must work at a pet store. Next day, I need another hamster. What happened to your other hamster? Nothing. Nothing happened. But I got all this money out of it. Another hamster, please. Okay, we got Benovsky paying for this one. Burn together. Sounds terrible. What a horrible way to die. Does wonders when used right. All right, this is the 2-mana 2/2 human soldier. Now, burn together the red sorcery adventure. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to any other target, and then you sacrifice it. It's funny. It does the opposite. It deals the damage first, then sacrifices. But you know what? Still counts. This is actually seeing tournament play. Sees play in those decks where you slowly buff up a creature. Those mice decks I don't think they're called mice decks, but prowess decks with mice. Eventually the creature can get really big and then boom, burn together. Get them. Any other target can be your face. Can be the face. Okay, we got Dogtarian with Immolating Soul Eater. Both commons and standard at the same time. For the turn 3 win. Wow, you turn 3 kill people? Oh, this is old. This is from New Phyrexia, which is frankly an old set at this point. 2 mana for a 1/1 for Phyrexian. Immolating Soul Eater gets +1/+0 until end of turn. This is not a Fling card. Oh, you're talking about... Oh, I see. You can combine this with the Callous Soul. I get it. All right, you're just trying to support the turn 3 kill. I guess you can pay a lot of life. You can get +9/+9, I suppose. Dr. Nemo with Goblin Grenade. Do you know, for almost, I want to say 95% of my life, I thought it was pronounced and spelled grenade, not grenade. Is anyone else out there in the same boat as me? It's just blowing my mind. Why is Spellcheck keep spell checking this? Why can't I find grenade on Gatherer or Google? I don't get this. And it was so hard to basically fix. So red sorcery, as an additional cost to cast Goblin Grenade, you got to sacrifice a goblin. Goblin Grenade deals 5 damage to target creature or player. That's a lot of damage. Man, the worst thing in the world is getting down to 10 life and my opponent plays the first Goblin Grenade. Then I just know it's over. I know it's over. It's so depressing. When I'm at 5 life, I know I see the writing on the wall. I get it. I know it's business. But when I'm at 10 life, please, so lucky. I said grenade. Oh yeah, okay. Jess with Goblin Bombardment. Yeah, that's right. Fling everything for tiny points of damage. 2 mana, enchantment. Still a goblin card, by the way. Sacrifice a creature. Goblin Bombardment deals 1 damage to any target. Notice how it can be anything. Anything can be cannon fodder. Not just goblins. The Goblin Bombardment, they'll take everything. They'll take imps. They'll take elves. They'll take wolves. All into the hellfire. Mean Brule with the final strike. It's probably very fitting. 4 mana for a sorcery. Choose one of your creatures. Final strike deals to your opponent damage equal to that creature's offense. Wow, that's old templating. Then put the creature in your discard pile. Oh my god, that is old. That's Portal for you, people. That's Portal quality. People should make some custom cards in the spirit of the Portal templating. Little Deadfly, hey Nikachu, if you count cards that you literally fling to destroy something, go for chaos or no, we're not trying to destroy. We're trying to deal damage. Okay, Christopher B with Flesh Allergy. 4 mana for a sorcery as an additional cost to cast the Flesh Allergy. Destroy a creature. Sorry, sacrifice a creature. Destroy target creature. Its controller loses life equal to the number of creatures put into all graveyards from the battlefield this turn. Opponent lost life. I will count it. I should mention, if their life total changes for the worse, we'll count it. It's not Portal old. What's Portal new? What do we got here? Okay, Nightmare Incarnation. With those parameters, does Urabrask's Forge count? Probably. See, now we're opening up. We can open up our minds. 3 mana for an artifact. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you can put an oil counter on Urabrask's Forge. Then create an X1 red Phyrexian horror creature token with trample and haste, where X is the number of oil counters on Urabrask's Forge. Sack that token at the beginning of the next end step. Did not deal damage. You gotta sack the creature, you gotta deal damage. No, that does not count. We got J Silinex with Care Vex Spite. Could be considered a fling in a very abstract sense. Okay, well, let's see. 3 black for an instant. Sacrifice all permanents. Discard your hand. Target player loses 5 life. I think I'll count this. You know, some of those permanents might be creatures. It is a little bit abstract. It's close. I will say it's closer than Urabrask's Forge, because this one it made a creature. You sack the creature, but it doesn't really deal damage. Not guaranteed, at least. Alan with the broadside bombardiers. What is that? A cannon? 3 mana for a 2/2 Goblin Pirate, menace and haste. Boast. Sack another creature or artifact. It deals damage equal to 2 plus the sacrifice permanent's mana value to any target. That's insane. I believe that card saw Legacy play it so good because you can ramp it out with not Soul Ring. The Soul Lands, City of Traders, Ancient Tomb. So you can get this thing active basically by turn 2. And it deals a lot of damage. It's not bad. Play Chalice of the Void in the same deck if you really wanted to. Just a random Sasquatch. Did Sword of the Ages get mentioned? It's 6 mana but colorless. That's fine. 6 mana for an artifact. Enters the battlefield tapped. Wow. Wow! It's on the reserve list. I've never seen this sword. This is like the first sword in the game. The sword before other swords came into existence. Tap exile Sword of the Ages and any number of creatures you control. Sword of the Ages deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is the total power of the creatures exiled this way. I will absolutely count that. Creature did not technically get sacrificed, but effectively it was sacrificed. Michael Ing, going back in time. Mog Fanatic. The best fling card. Well, that's debatable. It's a fling. It's an all-in-one package. It's a red 1/1. Sacrifice your Mog Fanatic. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player. I got it! I got it! That's probably what happened. You can't see the sound effect, but we all know that it's there. Elgot with Falling Star. Does that work? 3 mana sorcery. Flip Falling Star from a height of at least 1 foot. It must turn when Falling Star lands, deals 3 damage to each creature that it touches. Any creature's damage. You don't sacrifice creatures to enable this. Alex Bruce with Fodder Cannon. Is there literally a card called Cannon Fodder? And they're like, well, we can choose Fodder Cannon instead. It's a big cannon. Goblins. They engineer like one thing and only one thing. Cannons. And slingshots. 4 mana artifact. Pay 4. Tap. Sacrifice a creature. Fodder Cannon deals 4 damage to target, or just to target creature. Step 1, find your cousin. Step 2, get your cousin in the cannon. Step 3, find another cousin. And when you go to Goblin University, when you go to engineering and physics classes only to make more cannons. How can we make the cannon bigger and stronger? Deal even more damage. And what's very important is that you don't like blast the goblin flesh into pieces upon ignition. This one you literally fling. Seb Stone. Ayara, Widow of the Realm. This is a 3 mana 3/3 Elf Noble. Tap, sacrifice another creature or artifact. Ayara, Widow of the Realm, deals X damage to target opponent or battle. Someone deep in the future is going to be like, what's a battle? And you gain X life, where X is the sacrifice creature's mana value. This is a great card. I think for anyone that likes the Fling stuff, they would have to be huge Ayara fans, right? And also for 6 mana, you can transform it. Where are you transforming into? Where's my transform sound effect? Ayara the Furnace Queen. 4/4 at the beginning of combat in your turn, return up to 1 target artifact or creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste, and then we exile it. Sort of like mini Flings. Going back. Coming back. Running in to deal some damage. Anyone no card yet? Jack with Thud. Jack Solaris. Okay, red sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you do sacrifice a creature. It deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any target. Is it any different from, like, what's the difference? Oh, is Fling instant and this is sorcery? Okay, that's a difference. That's if you need more actual Fling cards. Can anyone make like a big Fling deck? Is there like any gigantic creature that you can recur from the graveyard over and over and over again? I don't think so. But maybe. Oh, Jess with the super chat. Rapture! Been done? It's the best. Strong words for a card I've never heard of. 3 mana for a sorcery. Sack a creature. Rupture deals damage equal to that creature's power to each creature without flying and each player. So you sack the creature and deals damage equal to that creature's power to each creature without flying in each player. So it's basically like it's an earthquake. Good art for the thing. You can sort of understand. Hold on, what is rupturing? Or is this big guy just sort of exploding and everyone else is in proximity? It's like that time in The Dark Knight where that one prisoner had the bomb in their stomach and then kablooey. Big kablooey. Joker is playing chess with everybody. Always 5 steps ahead. Lesthian with Megatron. Destructive Force. Is that it? This Megatron or this Megatron? There's only 2 Megatrons. I don't know the destruct. Oh, is this the? There we go. Destructive Force. The other side. A 4/5 living metal vehicle. When it attacks, may sacrifice another artifact. When you do, okay, we'll just pretend this artifact is an artifact creature. When you do, Megatron deals damage equal to the sacrificed artifact's mana value to target creature, and if excess damage would be dealt to that creature this way, instead, that damage is dealt to that creature's controller, and you convert your Megatron. It has trample. It's got Fling trample. You fling the thing and deal trample. Asmarano, unfortunately, does not fling creatures. It flings food. Food fights. Asmarano, Martyr, Gadasna, Kuldakar is big into the food fights. Dimitri, with a logistic question. Is this flinging spells or just flinging targets for huge damage? It can be little damage. It's got to be... So the deal is the creature must leave the battlefield. And it must impact the opponent's life total in a negative way. Or it just deals damage to anything, okay? So if it deals damage, if it affects the opponent, it has to move their life total down. Or it can deal damage to creatures. That's fine with me, too. Just like this one, it dealt damage to creatures. It's all good. Sorry, I went for Hexanort. Hit and run. Oh, good. I don't have to turn my head. 3 mana for the hit. Instant. Target player sacks an artifact or creature. Hit deals damage to that player equal to that permanent's converted mana cost. Target player sacks an artifact or creature. Deals damage to that player equal... That's crazy. We're making our opponent sacrifice their own card versus them. That is an absolutely wild... I'm a bit blown away. This is like this is an inverse, maybe not a complete inverse, not a complete or inverse fling, because otherwise you would be like making your opponent sack their creature and you take the damage. But it's pretty good. We did Brian Start Arm, yeah, that one we did. Okay, just a random age with Bloodshot Cyclops, just like when I'm up all night. 6 mana for a 4/4 giant. Tap, sack a creature. The Bloodshot Cyclops deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to target creature or player. Damage equal to its... Wow, it's just... It's repeatable Fling. Fling all day and all night. Only problem is keeping the creatures in inventory. Okay, we have... Bryce wants Zia Tora, the Incinerator. To the Incinerator. That's what they call it, actually, in Squid Game. I love Season 2. Huge fan. 6 mana for a 6/6 Demon Dragon. Flying. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, Zeatora, the Incinerator, deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target, and you create 3 treasure tokens. I would assume this is probably the best card that's going to be seen on the show today. I don't know if anything's going to beat this card. It's a very strong card by itself. You may sacrifice the creature at will, and when you do, it deals damage, and you get 3 treasure tokens. I really don't think anything can beat this card. Very strong. I don't doubt it at all. Don't doubt it, Mudasir. We've got a blackbird. Oh no, I think we just did that one. Maybe that was the card I chose. I got one from you. Toilet Doc. What is this? Where's the vowels? Lizolda, the Blood Witch. You know, when I read a name like this, I'm like, wow, they're running out of names. It's getting more erratic. Lizolda, the Blood Witch, a 3 mana 3/1 human cleric. Pay 2, sack a creature. Lizolda, the Blood Witch, deals 2 damage to target creature or player if the sacrificed creature was red. Draw a card if the sacrificed creature was black. Sack, then Bloodghast all day. Basically, 2 mana, draw a card every single turn. As long as you keep making your land drops. We did Minskin Boo. Fantastic card. Actually, Minskin Boo is probably better than Zeatora. Zeatora number 2, though. Is there a second card? As Miranda Mardigan Dastin Kuldakar's Kitchen? There is no way there's a card that long. Car's Kitchen. What the hell is this? It's plain. It is hell. Whenever you planeswalk here and whenever a creature enters under your control, create a food token. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Whenever chaos ensues, you may sacrifice any number of artifacts or creatures, draw that many cards, and lose that much life. Whenever you gain life, your target opponent loses that much life. Do we gain life? You may draw that many cards and lose that much life. Technically disqualified. We didn't deal damage to anything. Or to the opponent. I mean... I don't think when you lose that much life, basically you're paying the life. We're not doing anything to anybody. What is this card? That's a good question. It's a plane chase card. You got a plane chase. Chaos must ensue. Okay, Circle of Despair. Three mana for an enchantment. Pay 1, sack a creature. Prevent all damage to any creature or player from any one source. Prevent all damage. That didn't fling at all. We got Mudasir. You step away from MTG for 1 year, and they completely changed the format of the cards. This actually is a very old card. I think it's like 15. The idea of plane chase, I think, 15 years old. But this card was probably made new just recently. Yeah, the redeem didn't redeem. Sometimes the redeem doesn't redeem. But third time's the charm. Dimitri with Fiery Bombardment. Fiery... 2-mana enchantment with Chroma. Does anyone even know what Chroma is? Pay 2, sack a creature. Fiery Bombardment deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of red mana symbols in the sacrificed creature's mana cost. Basically, Devotion. Devotion was a sweet mechanic. One of the best. It's too bad, like, removal is so strong in Magic these days, you can barely build up any Devotion. True North, eh? I listened to a bunch of TikToks recently about people from Newfoundland and how they pronounce stuff, and I was actually quite blown away because I've never been to Newfoundland. I know that they talk differently than us. The TikTok was like, how do you say I'm looking for employment? Hey boys, you know anybody who need anything done, do ya? I didn't know they talk like that up there. All right, Sprout Back Trudge, 9 mana, 9/7 Fungus Beast. Cost X less to cast, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. Trample at the beginning of your end step. If you gain life this turn, you may cast Sprout. This has there's nothing to do with Fling. Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, do ya, boys? That should be a spot on the bingo card. That's so rare, though. So rare. All right, Jack, please. We gotta get the show back on track. There's like I researched. There's a million cards. If I'll pick some if you people are like way too far off. Wick, the World Mind, the 4-mana 2/4 Rat Warlock. Whenever Wick or another rat you control enters, create a 1/1 black snail creature token. If you don't control a snail, otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on a snail you control. Then for 3 mana, sacrifice a snail. Oh no! Poured salt all over it. Wick deals damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to each opponent. Then draw cards equal to the sacrifice creature's power. It's basically mono blank Minskin Boo. Quinn is like, oh my god, it's a Fling show. I read it as effing show. Yeah, we did Goblin Grenade already. Julian, Frail Eyes. Did we do this one? You sing Frailine S. Is it this thing? Okay, we didn't do this one. Frail Eyes Supplicant. This is a 2-mana 1/1 cleric. Tap. Sacrifice a red or white creature to have Frail Eyes deal an amount of damage equal to half the creature's power rounded. Rounded? Rounded where? They didn't even specify. Oh, it's rounded down. If we ignore the ancient scripture. So it's rounded down. So half. Well, that's terrible. This card is like not a very exciting card. What ends up happening is if you sacrifice a 1/1, it will deal 0 damage. Yeah, by the best Fling cards in Magic the Gathering, we're sort of looking at any Fling cards, but they will be the best at the end of the day anyway. Hugh with the Scorched Rizolka. Rizolka. Is that like a mermaid? Scorched. I think a Rizolka is a mermaid. Okay, red 1/1 spirit. So I suppose it's a spirit mermaid. Red, sacrifice a creature. Scorched Rizolka deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. Snipe them off one at a time. Oh, this hasn't been said yet. The Shrapnel Blast. Shrapnel Blast. I hate this card. Okay, we have 2 mana. As additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact. We're going to pretend that's an artifact creature, and it deals 5 damage to any target. Maybe a little bit too much damage. Okay, Steve Cooper with Kazul's Fury. Slash Kazul's Cliffs. And a donation. How many? Oh, there's it's a 2-sided card. Okay, so for 3 mana, instant as an additional cost to cast this spell, sack a creature, and it deals damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to any target. That must be Kazul, and that on top is his Fury. And what else? Oh, it's a land. Wow, that's a fantastic. This is a fantastic card. There's no excuse for not playing this card. If you're a red player, you have to have Kazul's Fury in your deck. Also, it's probably important that you have at least 1 creature in your deck. Otherwise, the card might end up being slightly useless. All right, we're going to take a look at more of the best Fling cards in Magic the Gathering, and I'll tell you where you can get them from if you so want to. You can get them from FusionGamingOnline.com. My today's sponsor, favorite place to get my Magic the Gathering cards. Ether Drift is being spoiled one card at a time, and if you're looking to if you want your need for speed, you're looking to get any of these cards, you might want to get them at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget, there's a weekly deal every week. Check it out. Changes every single week, and this time it's 20% off sleeves. But if 20% doesn't sound good enough for you, well, let me tell you, I can sweeten the deal with an additional 5% off when you use coupon code Nikachu at checkout. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. The digital platform where you can play any Commander, one-on-one Commander, Modern, Standard, Pioneer. Hey, can you trade and exchange your cards on MTG Arena? No, you can't. But I'll tell you what, you can with Mana Traders. You can rent cards, and when you're done with that standard deck, you send it all back and rent a new one. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your third month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_8GS. And we'll go back to these wild Fling cards. People love flinging. It's like one of their favorite things to do. All right, there is a dono from Steve Cooper. And who are we going to give it to? Okay, Chen looking for the real redeem. Krovikan Horror? No, Krovikan. Krovikan Horror. Okay, 4 mana for a 2/2. Horror's Spirit. At end of turn, if Krovikan Horror is in your graveyard with a creature card directly above it, you may return Krovikan Horror to your hand. It's in your graveyard? What the hell is this? Pay 1, sack a creature? Oh, okay. The first paragraph had nothing to do with the second paragraph. Pay 1, sack a creature. Krovikan Horror deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Redemption! 3 times the charm. Autumn with Jinxed Idol. Does this work? 2 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, it deals 2 damage to you. Sack a creature. Target opponent gains control of Jinxed Idol. I guess it counts. I guess. You really have... It's really, you know, outside the box here, though. If there's anybody in the room today that would suggest this, it would be the player that mostly plays Yu-Gi-Oh! How you know this card, I have no idea. That's so weird. That's why I said niche setup. You better believe it. We got Yogg Man with the Blood Chin Fanatic. Don't wipe that blood. He's just saving that for a snack. It's a 3 mana 3/3 Orc Warrior. 2 mana, sack another warrior creature. Target player loses X life, but you gain X life, where X is the sacrifice creature's power. You know, I find it strange, but I guess it makes sense that black can gain life off of other things. Basically sucking the soul from something else. Okay, let's go Benjamin Berkeley. What about Cert Land Flinger? It's a red card. 5 mana for a 4/6 Giant Berserker. When Surtland Flinger attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, Surtland Flinger deals damage equal to the sack creature's power to any target. And if the sacrifice creature was a giant... Oh, we got Giant Kindred here. Surtland Flinger deals twice that much damage instead. How many good giant cards are out there? Oh, wait a minute. The Changelings, of course. Everything comes full circle back to the Changelings. I need a giant. Changeling. I need a Minotaur. Changeling. I need a rabbit. Changeling. Changelings changed everything. All right, True North. Soul Blast. Thank you so much for your super chat. Soul Blast. Oh, we did this one. Sorry, you got... Well, I wouldn't say you're sniped. You just probably didn't know. All right, I'm donating it. I'm going to donate to Jonathan. You could sack before your upkeep, possibly. I guess that works. Who else wants a card? Toilet Duck. Craig. Oh my goodness. The Kragen. Wick Cremator. No lies. I was in the semifinals of a Modern tournament online. Big tournament. And I got blasted away by this card. Very unexpected. And I never saw that deck again. It was like it was just like a surprise. I don't know how to put it. It was a surprise meta deck. This is a 4-mana 5/4 Giant Shaman. When it enters the battlefield, discard a card at random. But if you discard a card this way, it deals damage equal to that card's power to target player or planeswalker. Oh, did not sacrifice. Discard is not sacrifice. Don't count. So we still have to donate this to somebody. David says, it doesn't have to be a good giant when it's sacked for double damage. It's true. Okay, Elgot with Pygmy Giant. Does it do the same thing? Or are you just suggesting a giant? Well, this is a donated super chat. 3 mana for a 0/2. Pay it red, tap, sacrifice a creature. Pygmy Giant deals X damage to target creature where X is a number in the sacrifice creature's text box. Moving on. Are we running out of suggestions? Does Altar of Dementia count? No. Does not deal damage. There's a lot of cards out there. I can think of quite a few off the top of my head here. You know, if you look Scryfall, sacrifice creature damage in text box, like a bunch of stuff comes up. Young man. Rakdos join. Oh, you don't have a suggestion. Yeehaw. Okay, I guess I'll just go to the super chats. We're running. This is maybe the first show we run out of cards. Launch party. Hope life loss counts. Yes, it does. If it goes after the opponent, life loss will count in today's case. 4 mana for a launch party. Must be related to Mario Party. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, destroy target creature, and its controller loses 2 life. Totally qualifies. Let's see, do I have to go back? Catch up! Cacophony Scamp. Scamp? What's it? Okay, whatever. Red 1/1 Phyrexian Goblin Warrior. When Cacophony Scamp deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. If you do, proliferate. But when Cacophony Scamp dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Basically, had a plan. It's going kamikaze on you. Is this a real card? Dr. Nemo with Goblin Bomb. I'm just thinking right now. All the words you can't say at an airport. Bomb. Goblin Airport. Sorry, Goblin Airport. Goblin Bomb. 2 mana for an enchantment. During your upkeep, you may choose to flip a coin. Target opponent calls heads or tails while the coin is in the air. If the flip ends up in your favor, put a fuse counter on your Goblin Bomb. Remove the fuse counter. Otherwise, remove a fuse counter from Goblin Bomb. What? Remove 5 fuse counters from Goblin Bomb. Sacrifice Goblin Bomb. It deals 20 damage to target player. Well, first off, disqualified. Does not sacrifice a creature. That being said, what are the odds this actually goes off? I'm going to say not very likely. It's like it's 50-50 times to the power of 5? 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5. And maybe worse than this. Very, very low. Why would they even make this card? They're basically making fun of people who can't do math. You really have to hope the variance works in your favor. I mean, I guess eventually it happens. We just calculated the odds of it, you winning your coin toss 5 times in a row, but there's a lot of situations where you lose 3, win 2, then lose 4 or something. Okay, super chat time. Varg, dono to Rando in chat. Oh, thank you for being so generous, Varg. Tell you who's gonna get it. I don't think Toad's got a card. Pestilence Rats? In some sense, yes. Pestilence Rats. Okay. Oh, this is not the card I thought it was going to be. 3 mana for a star 3 rat. It has power equal to the total number of rats in play, no matter who controls them. For example, as long as there are 2 rats in play. No, this does not count at all. What does this have to do with flinging anything? I think you got the wrong card. I think I know what you're thinking of, but it's not this. Blackbird, Jury, a Master of Review. Two mana for a 1/1 human shaman. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Jury, Master of Review. But when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. I think I can count that. Good enough. So we seem to be running low on suggestions anyway. We're gonna have to take more from the. We're now at the point of like no 2 cards yet. Sawblade, Skin Ripper. Sounds disgusting. Okay, thank God they're not actually showing the skin being ripped off. 3 mana for a 3/2 human assassin menace. Pay 2, sack another creature or enchantment. Put a +1/+1 counter on Sawblade Skin Ripper. At the beginning of your end step, if you sacrifice 1 or more permanents this turn, Sawblade Skin Ripper deals damage. Sawblade Skin Ripper deals that much damage to any target. Totally counts. Also, very creative card. Next up, we got Chen. Keldon Necropolis has been nope. It's a legendary land. Tap to add 1 mana to your mana pool. 5 mana, tap, sacrifice a creature. Keldon Necropolis deals 2 damage to target creature or player. This card's insane! This card is great! Aren't you just free-rolling playing this card? Shouldn't that be a staple in like every single red deck? It would be for me. Looks like easy card to play. We did Brian Stoutarm. I think that's the 4th suggestion for Brian Stoutarm. People love their Brian. Brian's super popular. We got Airy Oofs from Jess. Five mana for a 3/3 Oof. Sacrifice Airy Oofs. Airy Oofs deals damage equal to its power to target creature with flying. But it's got persist. So it's going to come back. Sucks for the flying creatures, I guess. Hexanort with Wick. John Wick? Wick. The Horled Wind? I first started watching the John Wick. Well, I saw the first John Wick movie like 10 years after it came out. And I only watched it because I wanted to better know and understand the memes. And now I understand the memes. 4 mana for a 2/4 Rat Warlock. Oh, no, we did this one. Sorry about that. We did that one. Benjamin wants a second card. How about Rite of Consumption? I don't think we did Rite of Consumption yet. Another Brian Stoutarm. This is a 2-mana sorcery. As an additional cost to play Rite of Consumption, sack a creature. Rite of Consumption deals damage equal to the sack creature's power to target player. You gain life equal to damage dealt this way. Deals damage. This card's great. I think the black Fling cards are better than the red ones because you gain life out of them. It's like playing 2 cards in 1. All right, Jack, what do you got? You want Zamone and Dina, do you? Two creatures in 1. 3 mana for a 3/4 human dryad. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. I was like, what does this sort of Simic-y looking card have anything to do with sacking creatures? Tap, sack another creature, draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you control 8 or more lands, repeat this process. This is not a Fling. Oh, wait a minute. No, it is a Fling. I forgot the first half. When you draw your second card each turn, target opponent loses 2 life. I got them reversed. All right. No, it does work. Sack another creature. You draw a card. That's your second card. And then the opponent loses 2 life. All right. That's very creative. It does work, though. It tricked me. We did Goblin Grenade Hue. Okay, what is... Okay, Crypt Rats. Okay, this is... This probably technically shouldn't work either, but I guess it does. 3 mana for a 1/1. So pay X. Crypt Rat deals X damage to each creature and each player. Spend only black mana on X. Technically, this has to die for you to do anything with it, and you will deal damage to your opponent. So this like barely passes. Very, very, very barely passes. John, has Soul Blast been done? I think we did. I think we've done it. Was that the one that was just a few seconds ago? No, that was from... Yeah, we did that at the beginning. Coolest card, really, on the show. I think this is the coolest one. Okay, John, we're going to donate. Oh, finally! The Sling Gang Commander. Christopher B. Are we going to get it? Sling. Do I not know how to spell this? The Sling Gang Commander. Maybe I just put Gang Commander. Maybe it's not Sling. Oh, sorry. The Siege Gang Commander. Our apologies. Somehow I also know it as Sling Gang Commander. That's weird. 5 mana for a 2/2 goblin. Enters the battlefield. Create 3 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. You have been recruited to die. 2 mana, sack a goblin, and Siege Gang Commander deals 2 damage to any target. Oh, do you know what we were thinking of? It was Sling. There's like another goblin that sort of does this, right? It's a black one. Sling Gang Lieutenant. That's what we were thinking of. That was what was in our head. Anna, welcome to the show, Barrage Tyrant. I don't think we did this one. Nope. We have a 5 mana 5/3 Eldrazi. I would imagine the Eldrazi know better than anyone how to throw someone like across the entire globe. When they stand up, they like basically leave the atmosphere. 3 mana, sack another colorless creature. Barrage Tyrant deals damage equal to the sack creature's power to target creature or player. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. You don't have a card yet, Dinglebag? Did we do Goblin Tactician? Ib Halfheart, 4 mana for a 3/2. It's a Goblin Advisor. It's also a legendary creature. Could be your commander. Whenever another goblin you control becomes blocked, sack it. If you do, it deals 4 damage to each creature blocking it. Amazing. Sacrifice 2 mountains, put 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield. Ugh. For each mountain you sack, you get a single 1/1. It's not enough 1/1s around here. Matthew, what about Fogbank as a Simic Fling target? No, we need the cards that Fogbank. That's just the 0/2, right? Yeah, no, we need actual cards that Fling. Anything technically is a target. All right, next up we got Steve Cooper with Landslide and 2 donations. Landslide should allow just sacking a thing to deal damage / loss of life. You're flinging the artifact, enchantment, or land. Dono ×2. 1 red sorcery. Sack any number of mountains. Landslide deals that much damage to target player. I don't think there's a single mountain that can be sacrificed, right? You get 2 1/1s per mountain. Oh no, that's not how I read it. Where's that last card? Sacrifice 2 mountains, put 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield. So you sack 2 mountains, you get 2 creatures, you got a 1/1 per mountain. I don't think this card counts. Unless you can explain. Is there a single mountain creature in the game? I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is one. Maybe there's one. There's a lot of, what's it called? Lands that are still a forest. Blacklands Geo with Callus. So you get you got one of the super chats. Callus Sell sword. They're really trying to sell me something. We did that. Oh, sorry, we did that one. Sorry about that. Robert, does fireplace count? I guess you're talking about this one? I don't know which one you're talking about. 3-mana artifact. Enters the battlefield tapped with a time counter on it. Tap, added a colorless. You time travel? No, I don't think it's this one. Girl in the fireplace? Create a 1/1. Does it transform? No. Create a 1/1 noble token with vanishing 3, prevent all damage. Create a 2/2, has horsemanship. No. Does not count. Okay, Alex. Does Cabal Patriarch count? Probably. Six mana for a 5/5. 3 mana, sack a creature. Target creature gets -2/2 until end of turn. Pay 3, exile a creature card from a graveyard. Target creature gets -2/2. Nope. I'm not counting these. Must either deal damage or make loss of life to the opponent. Gobland is a land creature, mountain goblin. All right. So your card is justified. Landslide works. Okay, Algot wants redemption. Carter's Vicious Return. It's a great comeback. 4 mana. Chapter 1. You may sacrifice a creature. If you do, it deals 3 damage to any target. Yes! Okay, Chapter 2. Each player discards a card. In Chapter 3, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. It gains haste until end of turn. Like a boomerang, the creature comes back. B1 with Soul's Fire. Oh, this is the second super chat can go to you. From Steve Cooper. Okay, 3 mana instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to any target. Does not fling. Okay, well, who else? And by fling, nothing was sacrificed. A creature must be sacrificed in the process. Toilet Duck wants Flame Right. Flame Right is a 2 mana 1/1 human artificer. Pay 1, tap, put a put a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with Defender on the battlefield. Tap, sack a creature with Defender. Deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Works! B1 is like, all right, yeah, you have to sack the creature. That's why we're flinging things. Okay, Jack Solaris. Ghost Council of Orzova? I didn't I Orzova was a place. Is that like the official club name or club building of the Orzov? Black, white for a 4/4 spirit. Enters the battlefield. Target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Pay 1, sack a creature. Exile Ghost Council of Orzova. Return to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Okay, I'll give it to you. It's good enough for me. Robert, Fire Blast. Oh! You have to sack 2 mountains. Okay, we have established there is 1 mountain creature. So you're sacking at least 1 mountain creature here. Or you're activating a creature playing Blood Moon. So it's 6 mana. It's an instant. However, alternatively, you can sack 2 mountains rather than pay the spell's mana cost and deal 4 damage to any target. Okay, Anna wants to get another card in here. And you know what? I appreciate it. Heart, Fire, Emulator. If we didn't do it yet. We didn't. 2 mana for a 2/2 human wizard with prowess. Pay a red, sack a creature, and it deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player. There's like so many sack creature cards. You just need to take all the cards in this show, combine it with, I don't know, persist and undying creatures. The deck builds itself. Oh, is this Acidic Sliver? Oh, it is Acidic Sliver. So 2 mana for a 2/2. All slivers have pay 2. Sack this permanent to deal 2 damage to target creature or player. Classic. I love that card. Get your opponent low enough, just start sacking them. Start sacking straight to their face. Toads with Vuldarian Thrill Seeker. They like to do bungee jumping. Sorry, Vodell. What is this card? Okay, I'm just gonna look up Thrill Seeker. I don't think there's a lot of Thrill Seeker cards. Voldaren Thrill Seeker. 3 mana for a 1/1 Vampire Warrior with backup too. Okay, pay 1, sack this creature. It deals damage equal to its power to any target. Panofsky wants to get in here with the Wings of Hubris. Can be a fling towards a flightless opponent. This is a 2 mana equipment. Equipped creature has flying. Sacrifice the Wings of Hubris. Equipped creature can't be blocked this turn. Sack it at the beginning of the next end step. I don't think so. You know what? It doesn't do it for me. Okay, less than. Spawn Gang Commander. It's a different card than the Sling Gang. And the Siege Gang. Spawn Gang Commander. Oh, the Eldrazi. They've taken over. It's Dr. Octopus. Literally an octopus now. 5 mana for a 2/2 Eldrazi Goblin with the Void. When you cast the spell, create 3 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature tokens with sack this creature, add a colorless. Pay 2 mana, sacrifice an Eldrazi, spawn gang commander, deals 2 damage to any target. Isn't this just like strictly better? I want to say this is just completely strictly better than Siege Gang Commander. It's basically the same thing, except you can sack those goblins for mana. So it's like it's a weird ramp card. We should have another weird ramp show. That should be the first card on it. Okay, B1, you're looking for redemption. I know. Voracious Dragon. How voracious. Oh, we didn't do this one. 5 mana for a 4/4 flying with Devour 1. As it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice any number of creatures, and then we put that many +1/+1 counters on it. When it enters the battlefield, it deals damage to target creature or player equal to twice the number of goblins it devoured. I love it! I love it! Don't know why you got a dragon in your goblin deck, but so be it. Jack Solaris with Bubbling Cauldron. It's so narrow. It's okay. This is the show for narrow stuff. 2 mana for an artifact. Pay 1, tap, sack a creature. You gain 4 life. Or you can pay 1, sack a creature named the Festering Newt. Each opponent loses 4 life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. Love it. Another one for the dragon deck. Well, I don't know. I don't know if this dragon works so well in a dragon deck. It's like you need goblins in it, or it doesn't work so well. Autumn with Small Pool Day. Jinxed Ring. It's a big pool. We're getting through a lot of the cards. 2 mana. Artifact. Whenever any card is put into your graveyard from play, Jinxed Ring deals 1 damage to you, and then sack a creature. Target opponent gains control of Jinxed Ring permanently. Basically the same flavor as the last card. Robert, Devouring Greed. 4 mana sorcery, arcane. As an additional cost to cast Devouring Greed, you may sacrifice any number of spirits. I didn't know you can eat spirits. Target player loses 2 life, plus 2 life for each spirit sacrificed this way. You gain that much life. How do you sacrifice a spirit? They're dead already. The flavor sometimes in this game. Algot says, technically, Planeswalker-Efficate could count because you can lower the creature's toughness all the way to 0 to deal the highest possible damage. What the hell? Planeswalker-Efficate. You know, this sounds like a term for a Planeswalker that took a dump on someone else. Okay, this is a 4-mana aura. Enchant creature you control. Enchant creature is a planeswalker in addition to its other types. Its toughness becomes its loyalty. You can change its toughness to activate loyalty abilities. How do you want to do this? Because you can lower the creature's toughness all the way to 0. Oh, really? It can't be blocked. Okay, so we have a 0, potentially a 0 toughness creature. +1, add red. -1, exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. -X, this planeswalker deals X damage to any target. No, it is not infinite. It's like, hold on, -X, this creature, this planeswalker deals X damage to any... Oh, I see. It's gonna start at 3, and you just pay it all. I go all in. Okay, that's good enough. I'll count that. Okay, Christopher B is like, I need airdrop Condor. Airdrop Condor on here. Read the flavor text. 5 mana for a 2/2 flyer. Pay 2, sacrifice a goblin. Airdrop Condor deals damage equal to the sacrificed goblin's power to target creature or player. Airdrop Condor works for Amazon Air. Airdropping your packages. It has 2 kinds of droppings, neither of which are particularly pleasant. Jack, another with the super chat. Thank you so much for your super chats today. Bontu the Glorified. I read that Bontu the Girlfriend. This is a 3 mana 4/6 God, menace and indestructible. Can't attack unless a creature died under your control this turn. Pay 2 mana, sack another creature, scry 1, and each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Bontu the Girlfriend. Yeah, that's it. What a funny show today. You have a lot of fun? Does anyone love flinging cards? I think Jack does. Jack loves flinging cards. So as usual, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time on weekdays. Thanks everyone for your support. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you support by super chatting, or even support the channel by super chatting so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you so much for your suggestions. Without all of you, how else would I get through all of Scryfall? I'd be like looking on one screen and then looking at the other. But it's more fun when you guys do it, all right? So thank you so much to Bryce, Robert, Algot, Benovsky, Steve Cooper, Anna, Leslie, and Lil Dead Fly, Christopher B. Kankusha, Dinglebag, Toads, Benovsky, just a random Sasquatch, Varg, Dr. Nemo, got that, David, Zazums, Hexanort, Jack, Mordrek, because you guys are the crew. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep bringing them coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.